L driver here in Phoenix, Arizona. Today is Wednesday, hump day. That's right, it is hump day, and it is 9:46 a.m. A little later today on a Wednesday, huh? A little later, ending a little later today. 7,089 trips with Uber. My first trip this morning was 7,090 trips with Uber. It was a gentleman I took to work. He works at a steel place where they do steel and I don't know what they do there, weld or whatever it is. But anyhow, pretty cool dude. I think I gave him a ride before in the past. Not sure, but I know I've been to that steel factory that he went to before. I know I took somebody there. It was either him. I'm not too sure if it was him or someone else. But pretty cool dude. Had a good conversation with them all the way to work. It was a pretty good trip. So also let him know that he was my 7,090 trip with Uber. He was kind of excited and started asking me questions, how long I've done it, stuff like that. And, you know, I told him I have a YouTube channel. I give him my card. Maybe he'll go on. Maybe he'll look at this. So we'll see. Today is hump day. Had an okay day in the valley. You know, it's always going to be okay. It's not going to be great. It's just going to be okay because it's summer. And summer, it dies down in Phoenix tremendously. So with that being said, it was an okay day today. I mean, it was not bad. It was very slow in the start. But my first trip was a 7,090 trip with Uber today. It was 7,090 trip. I did a lot of trips with Uber today and maybe like 2 trips with Lyft this morning. But other than that, I mean, it's been really slow. You know, I normally start at 3 a.m. every morning, 3 to 8. Today I woke up a little bit later. I stayed up a little bit late last night, so I woke up a little bit later this morning. Came out about 3:45, 4 o'clock, and got my first trip. So not too late, but you know, every time I start at 3 a.m. in the summer, it's been happening since summer came. Is I start at 3 a.m. and I don't get a trip until like 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Then I'll get a trip. Then I'll be out. But today I started at about 3:45, almost 4 o'clock. Got my first trip as soon as I got in here. Got everything, put everything in place. Went online on both apps. Sat here for like about a minute or two and then got my Uber trip. 7,090 trips with Uber. My 8,000 trip with Uber, whoever it is, and I'm going to keep track of this, the trips going forward. I'm going to do a gift card. I'm going to do like probably a Starbucks gift card or something like that. And that would be the 8,000 trip going forward. I don't know who it's going to be, but they are going to get a gift card from Starbucks or at Starbucks. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I got... you know, I get tips throughout the day some days. Some days I don't get tips. And I'm sure other drivers know about that. But I did get this thing. I got this cup. And I think it's pretty cool. It says, drop anchor where your heart is. See that? Drop anchor where your heart is. So that would be a good tip jar. I keep it right here because normally when I get tips, I'll throw it on my front seat, and sometimes I need my front seat, for other passengers. So I don't like to throw it there, and there's nowhere else to put it. So, and I'm not gonna put it in my pocket when I'm working and en route or whatever. So that's a pretty good thing to have there. Also, doing little giveaways. You know, I do giveaways so often. But I'm going to start doing more giveaways, and one of them is this little thing right here. This is a pretty cool giveaway. It's a clip holder, but it's not, you put it down on your desk or something. It's like one of those picture holders, but it's a clipboard. pretty cool. Gave one of these to a passenger today. Also gave my 7090 trip. I gave him a pen and a notepad, brand new. He liked it. He thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I give gifts to certain riders that are pretty cool, interesting, make me laugh. You know, I'll give gifts out to them. But the ones that are just plain quiet, they just want to get from point A to point B with no talking, no interruptions. Just leave me alone. Let me get there, and you know, that's it. So they're not gonna get any gifts. Maybe once in a great while, I'll give them some, so that way they can brighten up their day and maybe, you know, be more talkative in the next Uber or Lyft drive or ride. So that's what I do. I give a few gifts here and there, and right now through the summer, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be giving a lot more gifts to my passengers, but only the ones that are pretty cool, interesting, make me laugh. Then I'll give them a gift. I gave one to the one that hit the 7090 trip for Uber, and then I gave another one of those to a gentleman that was actually, I took him to the airport, and he was a really cool dude, man. I mean, we talked the whole way there. We talked about football. We talked about other states. We talked about traffic. I mean, we just talked about all kinds of stuff. So it was pretty interesting, pretty cool dude. I gave him one of those gifts. It was kind of like that one right there, but it was for a guy. It was blue, and it was pretty cool. Other than that, today's Wednesday. You are here with UNL Driver in Phoenix, Arizona. Hit my 7090 trip this morning. It was my first trip. Was a gentleman. Took him to work. He works at a steel factory. So really interesting guy, really cool guy. Had some pretty good, interesting trips today, and I did make what I wanted to make today. So I'm happy and jazzed about that. Didn't get any tips, but we're going to keep track of that every week too. We'll see how much tips we get every week. Other than that, UNL Driver here, Phoenix, Arizona. It is hump day. That's right, it is hump day. And now it's 7:25 a.m. So, with that being said, oh yeah, you know what's next. That's right. Peace out.